Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading. My name is Edgar Mendez, and today we're going to be doing a reading that is a bonus reading focused on what your person regrets. I want to thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to like and comment. There's also an extended. If you are interested in getting the extended, you can check it out as well. Yeah, I think that's it. Anyway, let's get started. So, Manager Kwanya St. Germain and BJ, can you tell me where is Scorpio's person's head at right now? I'm definitely seeing a divide. I see this person very much divided on you, the situation, all of it. There is a side of them that actually does want this, but they are very much oppressing that. And the dominant version or dominant side, dominant part of their mind, right, doesn't. And this is someone who is running, right? I also feel like you are creating a lot of change in this person when you are around them that dominant side doesn't want. This is a side of them that doesn't want them to change, that doesn't, want them to start living a life more of meaning and fulfillment, right? So it's interesting. So they're very divided when it comes to their headspace about you, this, all of it. And it is growing that they're showing me that dominant side is becoming less and less with time, and that minorities is growing. And eventually the side that the side of them that's more in alignment with who they are and what they truly desire in their heart is going to win out. But right now, very much so, that dominant side is like, no, I don't want this. And it has to do with the change that you bring to this person's life. It has to do as well. You make them see things about themselves that they don't want to see as well. So there's a lot of denial here, right? This is the kind of person that I'm watching, Attack on the Titans, but they're showing me like an image of that where it's like if you haven't seen the show, you won't understand it. But it's like I see this this kind of like this dark, ugly version of them. And it's important that when we see ourselves in our mind's eye, we see who we actually are, right? Not Avatar be damned, right? So this is someone who sees who you were making them see who they actually were, and it wasn't pretty. It's like they're calling it Dorian Gray. That's the example that they're giving. They're saying it's like that. It's like this is someone who outward appearance looks great, but inside, or the painting of them, yeah, that's real nasty. And this is someone who's now starting to see, right, when they were around you, who they were and who they are and how they actually present themselves. And it was like all these blind spots. And this is that part of them that was fighting you now. That it's like, I don't want to change, right? Or that dominant side doesn't want to change. But that change is coming. So let's see what else is happening here in terms of this person's headspace. I do feel they look fondly on you and memories that they share with you. Even though I think they still do, I think they actually managed to do this. They don't have much ammunition, and what I mean by that is they have this dominant side of them tends to tear you down. And it very much tries to minimize you, make you smaller, make you less than in this person's mind, right? But in reality, they have very little to use as ammunition because what you showed this person was beautiful energy. It's actually the word they're saying to me, Metatron is saying, and Quantum Saint Germain and BJ, right? They're saying that you brought nothing but kindness to this person. You showed nothing but love to this person. Beauty as well. It's interesting. They're saying that you had a habit of showing this person the beauty of things that they were not seen as beautiful before as well. So it's like you kind of shifted their perception, right? And it helped them see something that they looked as, I don't know, maybe wrong or ugly, and they saw, oh, I was missing that. So this is someone where you brought all that energy to this person's life, but they still find a way to tear you down, but they don't have much to do that with. So it's interesting. Every time this dominant part of them tries to tear you down, you get built real fast, real quickly, and it's because you brought such beautiful energy. Like this person can't, they could only lie so much, right? That it's like there's just like no examples. I hope that makes sense, right? Like you can go back to your past and think that person was a jerk, right? Or that person was cruel. You know what I'm talking about, right? And that has its own growth and stuff like that. We all know, right? However, they can't say that about you, right? And this is why that dominant, version is losing the battle, right? Or losing the war. And it may have won the battle at some point, right? But it is losing the war. And that's why there's a releasing of that rain again, I guess. Yeah. Let's see. Is there anything else in terms of where this person's head's at right now? They are starting to see things more clearly. And this has to do with a myriad of different things. I do feel this dominant side of them had them holding on to people, places, things that were unhealthy. I want to phrase it like that. They're now starting to see, right? The more that they have, and this side of them is like there's, what would you call it? They're linking it to the throat chakra, truth, right? They're linking it to the heart, right? Love, right? Things that they love, and they're also linking it to the inner child as well, right? The purity. It's like the pure part of them being dominated by this really aggressive type of distorted energy, and it was winning, right? And now it's like it's the tides are turning. It's real nice. It's real interesting. But this is someone where they're now starting to look at some of the things in their life that they were holding on to or they thought were valuable, and they're now starting to see, wait a second, what was I thinking? Yeah, definitely very much that. This is someone who's very much questioning everything in their life right now as well, and it's leaving this person to start to make really big changes. Is there anything else in terms of where this person's head's at? They are thinking more about the future, longevity here as well. Something that is sustainable and healthy. Sorry, they are giving an example. They're saying like it's like switching your diet from like fast food and like chips and I don't know, it's you know what I'm talking about, like that unhealthy stuff that we all actually kind of love, right? But it's bad for us, right? Or it's not healthy for us. To more like fresh produce. It is what it is. They're saying like, hey, this is someone who's making that change. This is a big change for them, and they're starting to like. It's like. This person's starting to really see the benefit of that as well. And this is actually what's making this dominant side, right, that controlling side of them start to lose even more control. And it's going to start to lose. But this is someone who started off from a very, it's like this dominant side was massive, right? So this journey that they're on, it's going to take a while, right, for this person to get to more balance. And they're seeing that all of us take that journey, right? It's almost like that dark side versus the more truthful side of us, right? And this is someone whose dark side is it's minimizing with time, and they're now starting to be more about the lights. And I do mean like not in the terms of good or bad, no such thing, right? I mean in terms of light itself, all right? Love and light. So let's see. Let's take a look here. Is there anything else you want to give on that? You're giving me the no. Let's see. I want to know, how did this person currently feel about Scorpio, the Scorpio viewers, the people that we're watching? I do feel this person has a lot that they have to confess, and they also have a lot they have to say. In the past, I feel like this person, you probably got next to nothing from them in terms of how they felt about you, and everything was going on in this person's mind. According to how they saw things through that distorted lens, through that dominant side, right? You were not much. Period, end of story. It's just the truth, right? But now that they're starting to see the truth, this is someone who's now starting to think, wait a second, that person's valuable. In fact, all the things that I was like, I don't know, trying to tear them down with were not even true to begin with. And this person started to really realize that they were a really harsh critic of you. And they are now starting to understand that. And whether this person expressed that did come across in their actions in terms of them not giving much to you. And this and all of it. Also giving you time. I see that really being kind of one of the regrets as well. But it has to do with like internally they felt right? So externally it was manifesting as like you were getting less. Does that make sense? Way less. I hope yeah, it is that. But it's internally, and they really do want me to like explain that a little bit more, right? Because internally they were feeling these ways, right? And then it manifested externally, and this is the path, this is the way, right? So everything happens inside of us before it happens outside. So they do want to bring that up anyway, just so you help you understand, the way. Let's see, is there any other feelings that they have towards the Scorpio? I do feel like this person is who feels like they really do want to make moves in your direction. But this is going to take this person quite some time. They're bringing up that journey that this person's on. However, they do understand where they want to be. And this has to do with like where they, it has to do with this person thinking about where they want to end up. And this is, it's interesting. In the past, I think that this person, sorry, I was like kissing my cat and I have like cat hair is what it is. This person in the past thought they would end up there, and that would make me so happy. And they're now starting to think, wait a second, that's not going to make me happy. And they're now starting to look, well, what will? And this person is you are the one that's popping up, right? So this person thinking their feelings for you are maybe it's them. And it's why it's a maybe is because that side is still growing and that dominant side is still shrinking. But as more and more time goes and more time that this person develops the self, right, and learns more about who they are and how they really feel and, right, what they really want, until they do that, right, this is someone who's still going to have that maybe. However, you do pop up, right? And this person knows that means something. I also feel like they're more open to your connection than they used to be. It's a very strong energy there, where in the past, I think that this person was very closed off to you. There was a part of them that didn't like you, and they didn't know why. And it had nothing to do with you. It had everything to do with what you were doing to that darker side of them. Right, that dominant side of them. You were showing them a different way of being, right? You were bringing in more love and light into this person's life. Good energy, right? And that side knew. It's like they saw you as, it's like that part of them saw you as the enemy. It really is that. It's I know it's no beating around that bush there, right? This part of them saw you as the enemy, and I think that it really tried to interfere. And this person's looking back now and thinking you weren't the enemy. I do feel this person feels like they treated you very unfairly. They really wish that they had been a little bit more, it has to do, it's in some ways about respect, but it's not that. It has to do with like, you know how you can have like the best course of action, right? When it comes to a problem that you are facing with someone or something, right? This person didn't choose the best course of action. In fact, they didn't really put much thought or energy into it because they thought you weren't that valuable in the end, right? But this person's now starting to get that you are valuable. And this person would have chosen a different path if they knew how valuable you were when you were in this person's life or when they first met you. Because in the past, they didn't see it. It was just like, okay, I'm not joking. It was like, okay. And it had nothing to do with you, but had everything to do with what's going on there. But this person looks back and think, oh my God, I should have treated them way better. I should have really treated this person like the way I feel about them. And this is someone who wasn't seeing that then. And it has to do with that side, that dark side. The dark side won. I won the battle, but I didn't win the war. And that's exactly what's happening here. Sorry, they're saying the force be with you. Anyway, is there any other feelings that they have towards the Scorpio viewers? Yes, here's one other one. Fear is another component here. They feel very afraid. Part of the fear has to do, I think at the start was always a fear that they would lose you. Now there is a fear that you're already gone. So this person's feelings for you are wrapped up in that distortion. We are getting, we are seeing this person in their entirety. So it's important to most of them right now is definitely all about that dominant dark sides, essentially. So it's important that you know that, but that is going to lose as time goes on. However, there's fear that you're already gone. There was fear in the past that they would they would lose you anyway. Metatron, I think it's Metatron. It could be Saint Germain. He's saying that that this comes from the past, right? Every life that you have with people, there is an ascension path, right? We tend to lose some people for a short period and come back. That fear that when they lost you in past lives, it is what it is, what I have, it sometimes manifests in this life. And it's something that they've never, it's like they knew intuitively, right, that they would eventually lose you. And that fear about losing you kept this person from investing more. And that's a lesson in and of itself. Never make choices from fear, obviously. But they're saying it comes from the past life experiences. So this is someone who's had these experiences and they made them fearful about investing. They really wish they had invested more, obviously. And again, it has to do with how they truly feel about you deep down. All right. Let's see. Let's see. What does this person regret most about the Scorpio viewers? Let's see. Leading with their head, not their heart. It's interesting. I don't know if this is a problem that only you face, because it doesn't quite feel like that. But I think they did it more with you than they did with anyone. It's like they weren't willing to invest at all emotionally. That is a really big regret of theirs. It's the emotional investment. It's almost like you didn't have a chance. Some people, they would open up a little bit and see, right? You test the waters. Yeah, they didn't even bother testing the waters with you. And again, they're bringing up the past life experiences, right? Where this person was very fearful. It doesn't even have to be just with you. It could be with people in general, where they opened up in love and they lost that person. And now it manifests in this life where I'm too scared to invest because I'm afraid, even though you don't actually have an example of that, right? So they're bringing that up, but this person really wishes they had invested emotionally with you, giving you that chance. What other regrets do they have towards Scorpio viewers? This has to do as well with listening. I don't know. I got the ears really coming through really strongly. One of them, they gave me that image where, if someone gets really mad, that smoke comes out of their ear. Yeah, that's a regret of theirs, by the way. But it was getting mad. It has to do with that dark side they keep bringing up. But it's not just that. It's also, they wish they had listened to you or heard you when you spoke. I don't feel like this person really gave you that much attention. And it's a regret of theirs. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. It's a regret of theirs, but they really wish that they had listened to what you said when you said it. I definitely feel like this is someone who, I don't know. It's like they were elsewhere. They gave me the examples, like they were off in space essentially while you were talking. And this is what it is. Okay. And this person really wished that they had been more mindfulness, right? And it's something that they do regret. I do feel like this person has been going back. It's interesting. Technically, they didn't have to hear you, right? Because you can just go time traveling and just go back in time and listen to the conversation or hear it again, right? So I think they're doing that, actually. So even though they didn't hear a word you said, and I imagine you talked a lot. I don't know, right? But this person didn't hear much. It was going one ear out the other. They were just off in space, going la di da. I don't know. I see them prancing in a prairie. They're very much doing this, and now they're going back in time, reliving, right, the experiences that they had with you, and it's really shedding a lot of light. But they regret not listening in the moment when you said those things, and when they're saying revealing more about yourself. I do feel like they regret not trusting you because they know now that you could have been trusted. And this has to do with that fear component about opening themselves up. Is there anything else here about Scorpius person's regrets? There were other people involved in some way because it has to do with gossip or listening to what other people were saying. Yeah, they regret listening to what other people were saying. It was feeding into the doubt that already existed. And it has to do with that dark side that was trying to fight against you, right? Because that dark side knew that you were going to have this positive impact on them, and it didn't want that. So it was feeding into that doubt, right? That they already had, and they really wish that they hadn't let it. So it's a regret of theirs. It's something that they really wish that they weren't listening to other people. They should have followed their heart, and they should have just listened to you. You were very good at explaining who you were. And though you have been changing, that's the point. But you were very good at explaining it, right? You're very good at showing who you were to this person. They just weren't paying attention. And that's one of their biggest regrets, is to not pay attention to you, right? When you were showing them who you were. And there is your own lessons to do with that as well, right? You have to learn to, I don't know, see yourself, right? For instance, but they're saying that your own lessons are wrapped up in that. However, this person looks back and wishes that they had paid more attention to you. You were worth that attention. Is there anything else that you want to bring forward? I think that's it. I want to thank you, Scorpio, for being here. Don't forget to like and comment. Please don't forget to check out the extended. It's in the comment or description section. And yeah, take care, all right? Bye, Scorpio.